Like you forget where you were.
He was lost.
Lost in that sauce, just like last week.
All right, we're back again. How was I supposed to do the intro?
Another one.
We're waiting for it.
Oh, okay.
Cue the voice.
Yeah.
Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of the podcast where we pull back the curtain and give you some insight on your favorite bars and restaurants. We like to call that the industry perspective. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. I use it as a
Shit
reference.
right now, by the way.
I don't always read it directly. I use it as a reference. Getting better at it.
Oh, I didn't say it was hot.
It's like a little.
It's
line.
funny because she didn't hear what I said, and I
No.
didn't hear what you said.
I didn't
it
hear
was
what
all
you
over
said.
me.
So
None of us were on the same page.
We are not there. Ooh, that was a struggle.
welcome back.
Thank you.
Episode 13. Or
Yeah.
Order 13.
Order number 13.
Order number 13.
Order number
Heard.
13. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Thank you for
Yeah.
joining us for the last one.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Sure everybody else appreciated it.
Yeah. She's on the menu 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah.
Can't beat that.
No.
Can't
It's
beat
special.
that. And as we said before, we're still not going to talk about that Seahawks-Broncos game.
Nope.
Because we're pretending that we haven't seen it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
In fact, I'm really acting like I haven't seen it.
No, you know it starts now, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like after.
Mhm.
Like after the pod is what I'm saying.
Yeah. After the pod, we're
Yeah,
not gonna
after
talk
this
about
pod,
it. No.
then we will.
Oh, I thought we're
we'll
still
talk
not
about
gonna-
it after
Will
the pod.
we?
Yeah.
Okay.
After the pod.
I was like, we don't
Yeah.
have to. We can just leave it
I
to
know.
rest.
I've been wanting to talk to you
Let
about
it
it.
die.
I've been wanting to talk to you.
Let it die.
Yeah, we'll talk about it later.
It's
Anyway,
fine.
cool. All right. So how you been?
I've been good.
Been good?
Been good.
Okay.
Solid week.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hopefully, there were a lot of sales after the last episode, like of people checking out your movie. I hope so. We ain't gonna talk about it, but you know,
I've only
if
heard
you still haven't,
good things
well, obviously
from you guys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Obviously, you're gonna hear good things.
Phenomenal performance.
Yes.
Yes.
Like we said, hope you had a drink when you watched it.
Yeah,
Yes,
we gotta
or a
watch it
bowl.
together.
Yes.
Like dead ass, we gotta watch it together. Because I had mentioned this to him, and I just remembered it.
Yeah.
Because I was high then,
Yes.
and I'm high now.
Fantastic.
So the only way I can remember things that happen when I'm high is if I get high.
Yeah, it's like the
'Cause it's two totally different people.
Yeah.
the movie
It really
where
is.
they get drunk.
Mhm.
Is it Beer Fest? Where he only
I
can
haven't seen
find.
that
Have
one.
you seen it? They
I've
like.
seen Beer Fest.
Okay, so they only can find like that, like hidden party or room or whatever because
Yeah,
the
yeah.
guy's so drunk. Isn't that what happens? Kind of like
No, that's,
I haven't seen that.
What is that?
That was
Is that not Beer Fest?
last
Something else.
Christmas, I think, with
Really?
Seth Rogen.
Oh yeah, and
Right. They had to get
Anthony
fucked up
Mackie
again to like
and
figure out where they're
Joseph
going.
Gordon-Levitt.
Yeah.
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 I love that movie.
The
So
Christmas
it's
party,
like-
right?
I love that movie.
Yeah,
That's
so
my
it's
favorite
like,
Christmas
it's
movie.
like
actually.
that then. You have to get high
Yeah.
again to remember.
That's my favorite
Yeah.
Christmas movie. It's
a really
like
good
dead
one.
ass. Dead ass, hands down, my
good.
favorite. Second one is Die Hard.
Of course it should be.
Yeah.
At least top 5.
Christmas movie.
Yeah. I just watched the Rick and Morty episode that was all Die Hard.
Ah,
It
shit,
was
okay, I
so
gotta watch
good.
it.
You
Say
gotta-
less.
Yo, shout out to Rick
Say
and
no
Morty. It
more,
was so
please.
good.
Oh.
It was so good.
So there was a couple of things I wanted to bring up in the last one, but we didn't get a chance to. I don't know how your guys' weekends were, but I wouldn't say the entire weekend, but at least the Friday, made me really think that a lot of places should just do autograts.
Yes.
So for those that don't know,
That's a
autograd
good
is just automatically adding the gratuity to the check, and some people may not like that, but that is a result of too many people not tipping at all, which to me is bullshit. I've said it before, I'll say it again, I will die on the hill that if you go out to eat or to a bar, you tip, even if it's the bare minimum, $4, $5, whatever, fucking tip, because you're paying somebody else and their services to do something for you that you could have done at home. Or I could just do it at home. Then do it at home. But too many people don't tip, and it just gives you this feeling of like, well, I provided all this great service and, you know, did my best to put on this performance, and they leave me with nothing. It leaves you defeated, you know, and, you know, I don't know how everybody else, how you guys feel about it. When I see like this big fat 0, I had somebody explicitly write 0, and it's like, god damn. Like, that's how you feel?
Like
Yeah.
you took time to do that.
Yeah, like you took time to write out ZERO,
Mhm.
and it's like, shit, alright, I get it. You don't want to tip. You're broke. Fine, whatever. I don't care what your reason is. But
still.
seeing shit like that, it's like, fuck, man. Like, throw me $1. Throw me something. Like, something. And,
No,
and
I'm with you there.
I think AutoGrad should really just, a lot of places should just start doing that going forward. And this is no shade to the businesses that don't, that's not shade to them at all. Like any of the places I work at, that's not shade to them because it's not really their fault if guests tip or not. That's just me saying that a lot of businesses should start implementing that to, I guess, protect us in a way, to, you know, not demoralize us, or, you know, even just protect our money too, because again, we rely on tips for the most part,
We do.
and having just zeros, looking at those receipts in zeros, it's like, Jesus fucking Christ, what more do I got to do?
Yeah.
So that's just where I stand. I think places should start putting autographs on, like, even if it's just 15%.
Yeah. How do you feel, Eric? Because I know I have my opinion, but I'd like to hear yours as well.
I mean, I've been in places where we had that and we have not. And honestly, when we had that, if you're in the control of like the establishment where you can have your team and you know that that's strong, then I think an autograph should be there. Like, honestly, why would you hire someone who you wouldn't want to be able to make 20%? Because they're your money. I mean, my place right now, we're a tip share, so we share everything. So when I first started, we were all like autograph. Like, that's what it came back as. We came back from pandemic, and that's what we did. And it was nice, and people then, you know, were like more receptible. But the problem was we had, you know, some things that would go wrong, or like, you know, servers, whatever happened. Like, it's the industry. Everything gets messed up. But we would have some shifts and some nights where, you know, you would get like not the greatest like feedback from guests, and you know, they had a bad experience, like the food took long, whatever, but it then reflected in our tips. So then people started complaining, and then, you know, we had to take that like 20% away.
Yeah.
And then that left us now vulnerable and getting stuck and not like officially knowing money. So when you're like paying your bills, I mean, I would love to be able to have that, because it sounds weird, but not really, because when you know that you're going into work and you are going to be making a certain amount of money, and I can give you an amazing service, and I'm not concerned that you're not going to tip me because I already have that. Like, I feel like you and yourself as a like just a worker is just better. Like, your whole entire like momentum and energy will be like better, because you come in and you're a dick, and I'm already thinking like, okay, cool, you're drunk or you're rude or something, like you're probably not going to tip me. Then I'm gonna, you know, probably have some like notion to like be different, even though you don't want to. You're going to try to treat everyone the same, but if you're getting that from them, then it's going to be a little bit hard. But if you come in and you're being a dick, and I'm like, that sucks, you still have to tip me, have a great fucking time, then, you know, like, that's it. Because I can still be great and awesome to you. You can be the biggest douchebag you want to be, but you still have to leave me those 20%, because that's part of our place. So have a great time. So I agree. I would die on that hill as well.
Okay.
I mean, I understand why you don't, and, you know, not every place does it, but I'd like to pay my bills.
I understand.
All right, devil's advocate. Let's go.
I know,
I'm actually not thinking of how to be a devil's advocate or anything. It's more so that I'm trying to see how many questions that other people may have and whether or not they'd be answered. And I was like, well, let me just wait it out. So I'm definitely not devil's advocate. Tipping is a very like touchy subject for a lot of people. And I understand why it's a touchy subject, because there's so much misinformation out there. Like, I've had a conversation with like my mentor of all people was talking to me about not feeling like they should be tipping for this or that, or prices going up for this or that for people in the service industry, which is, you know, funny, because I just was reading about this new board that's going to be in place here in California, that's their job, is to set the wages for service industry. But part of the problem is they're only setting it for the big chain restaurants. So like the mom and pop places, it won't change. And so there's so many people feeling like it's going to be this or it's going to be that. I say all that to say that there's got to be a middle ground between mandatory 20% and people who want to tip you more for the above and beyond. Also, they want to tip you more because they like you. Because what I've always seen happen, because restaurants don't want to pay, they don't want to have automatic 20%. They just don't.
Well, they
for
get
whatever
charged.
reason. Exactly.
They get like a like they have to pay a certain
Right.
like something like that. That's one of the main reasons.
Yeah, it's one of the main reasons. But what I meant is, like, of course they're going to be against it. So when it does happen, what do they always do? They make sure the guest knows that it's 20%, but it's 20% only, and this and that. Like, they don't want to make it where you can tip 20% or more. And then if someone wants to tip less than 20%, hey, I want to tip less than 20%, but this is my reason why. Make them explain. What about that service was less than the 20% that was owed? Because we trust our employees to give you that service.
For sure.
And if you want to tip more, you can. But if you're going to tip less, tell me why. Let it be more honorable. But places don't want to do that. They just want your money as fast as possible. That's why it doesn't matter about the people who are working there, because it's like, now we got to keep the lights on. We got to do this, we got to do that.
Yeah.
You know, it's just
they
a
have to pay
capitalist
bills
thing.
too.
It's a capitalist thing. And because all these businesses just want their money, and, you know, I've said it before, we're like soldiers on the front line.
Yeah.
They don't care about what happens to us, because when we're not there, they're just going to get another one.
We're expendable.
Oh, yeah. But so is everyone else in every other job.
Oh, 120%.
Every job.
Yeah.
It's
We're not just saying we are. We're
it's just that we're the
everyone.
ones that
Yeah.
it's the most visible for us.
Yeah, front lines, like you said. Yeah.
It's the most visible.
Huh.
When everything shut down, we were the first to go. When everything opened up, we were the last to come back.
Yep.
So fuck us and our money.
Pretty much.
I was working an office job at that time, but
yeah.
Do not recommend it.
And where did that bring you? Back
Take
to
here.
us.
Back with us.
Where did your failures bring you?
Welcome to the back to the dark side.
Yeah. Love it. Okay, well, yeah, I just wanted to start with that because, like, that Friday, I was like, dude.
No, I understand that.
It was trash. But then the following day was great because people were tipping $1 at the minimum, you know, and then whatever above and beyond after that. But yeah, it's demoralizing for me at least.
Service industry is basically paycheck roulette.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like my least
You
fun
go in
thing
there
to do.
and you pull the trigger and you hope you don't blow your fucking brains out. Like, dead ass.
Least fun for me.
You pull that trigger and nothing happens, you're like,
Thank God.
whew, yes.
And
that's you making your money to pay your bills, to take care of your kids,
Oh.
to take care of yourself, to take care of everything. That's when nothing happens when you pull the trigger. You pull the trigger and the fucking bullet's in there. That's what happens when you go to work, you give everything, you do everything, you sacrifice everything, and we'll walk home with $20 fucking dollars because people out there decided that they felt that you were worth that, so that they could get their food and or drinks.
And for the
because they
people
didn't want to
that
do it themselves.
that are gonna say, "We'll just work somewhere else."
Yeah.
No other type of job is gonna give us the flexibility for what we want to do in our life, such as podcasts or acting. A 9-to-5 job isn't gonna let you be like, "Oh, you want to break out at 12 to go do this audition? Yeah, go ahead." No, because you gotta turn in this fucking report by 2. No, they're not gonna let you. So no, that is a cop out of an argument to say, "Oh, just work somewhere else." No. I work this industry because it fits my lifestyle, just like a 9-to-5 fits your lifestyle.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So no.
Which a lot of people need that structure.
No, which is totally fine.
I have so many friends.
Yeah, I have
that
nothing against
need
the
that
9 to 5.
structure. That's definitely not. It's
No, we
not
are
an
not
us
knocking it.
versus them thing.
I've done the 9-to-5, and it wasn't for me, and it
Yeah.
didn't fit the lifestyle that I wanted. You
Right.
know, it just gave me a little bit of free time. This one gives me a little bit more.
Yeah.
So
I've done
to
the 9 to 5
pursue
and
the
then
other
also
things.
this, and it was
Yeah.
just awful.
I'd
Much
as
rather
well.
do this
Yeah,
every
like-
time.
To leave your
Just-
9-to-5
yeah,
job,
and then to
go to the other job
Mhm.
where you have more fun,
Yep.
and you might make money and you might not.
Where
but
honestly
you
you're
can't
probably
rely
making
on that.
more.
You might be, but what
Yeah.
if you're not? And you
And
still
then that's when
have
the
to
Russian
take.
roulette comes in.
Yeah, you still got to take care of everything you got to take care of. That's why you're working 2 jobs.
So
Yeah.
this is a poor segue, but
Hey, anything to take us off of that? 'Cause,
Yeah.
You know, we don't.
Yeah,
we
no,
didn't mean
we're
to
gonna
start
go on
the podcast on that tone.
Yeah.
Apologize.
Aw.
But it's real. Like sometimes you get to
Yeah.
a shift, and this is what you got to deal with as soon as you get there. You walk in there needing $300 that day because you haven't made it over the last 3 shifts, even though you worked 20-something hours, 30-something hours. You didn't make any money to pay those bills, so you hope you can make it tonight.
yeah.
And you have no idea if you will.
Like
And
I
that's
said,
this pod right now.
it's a fun game, man.
Yeah.
So let me ask you, why do you choose serving over bartending?
Oh, I honestly don't think it was ever just like a choice. It was truly just because where I first started, I didn't want to bartend there. And then I just kept serving, and then the same thing, and then it was, I transferred to a different restaurant, and then like what did they have available? It wasn't bartending, it was serving.
So it was just the location.
Yeah, just kind of the location and that.
Okay.
I mean, like I have friends who obviously are bartenders, so like, you know, they'll teach me things, like I'll do like some like little here and there, but it was never a thing that came up for me to like do bartending.
So, and that I'm glad you said that. So,
Yeah.
how do you feel whenever you have to get behind the bar as a server? Do you like it? Do you feel out of your element? Do you like panic? Is it like, oh fuck, I don't want to do this. This isn't my fucking job.
Oh, I mean, no, sheer panic for sure. Sheer panic for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, my establishment, we don't really do that. Like, very rarely, or if ever, never, we are told to come behind the bar. I will come up, and if there maybe is like not a bar back or the girls look busy, you know, I'll ask like, do you guys need anything? But it will never be come help me make a drink. It'll be like, yeah, can you grab cups or like go do something to this table? But you know, very very rarely at the place I worked at now. Same thing with my other one with the pretty velvet curtains. Yeah, they were also, again, they were still very curtains. Yeah, they were still very strict. So you would not come behind the bar. Like, those were the bartenders. Yeah. That was your spot. I mean, really the only place that I probably helped at is probably the one that I like mentioned my name was Red Robin, because, you know, like it wasn't, I was 19, 20, 21, like when I was there. So for them, if they needed help, you know, you would literally just like help them milkshake and that was it. Like, I wasn't going back and making drinks.
Right.
Okay.
But I mean, I've worked events where you are like a basic bartender, you know, like your basic drinks that do not need to use the brain capacity of me being like, what is that?
Yeah.
So that was easy. So I've done that, and I like that, and that's just like events and like catering with it. But I don't know, it's just always been serving, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, for me personally, anytime I have to be a server, fucking hate it.
Yeah.
I hate it.
I'm not a strong server. That's
just-
why I hate it.
Because
I
don't
can't
like
give
it.
I can't give the level of service that I would like to give.
I like genuinely like it.
I can't, because even one of the places I do now, I'm not saying, again, not saying I don't like it, I love that place. It's just whenever my manager asks me like, hey, go do this and that, I'm like, okay, cool. Like, I do it. And he's like, hey, you forgot something. I'm like, oh, shit. You know, it's things like that I don't think about doing because I'm usually behind the bar. And when people come to the bar and ask for service there, it's different. Usually the menus are right there.
Yeah.
The waters or whatever are right there. And then food usually gets brought out, whatever. But if I'm having to go serve, I have to remember to go grab the food. Or bring them the waters and extra menus and shit. So I don't like it, but I like the place I work at, so it's whatever. But some of the other places, it's like, dude, I don't have to go do a lap around the whole building, this and that. Like, I just want to be behind the bar and people come up and get service from me. And that's the way I like to do it.
For me, I don't love having to leave the bar to serve like drinks or anything either. It's not my favorite thing, but
I hate carrying drinks on a tray.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. That was what I was gonna say.
I am too shaky to carry drinks on a tray.
My tray skills are trash.
See, I use my boobs to be real. Like,
See?
I can like, I have my hip, and so I can sit it right here, so it rests.
I can't
And then if
do all
I'm
that.
passing things out, I'm not gonna lie. Like these babies are useful. Okay.
I ain't got those.
Well, I mean, you guys got pectorials. You can, or like a.
Unless I can walk around like this the whole fucking time.
You know,
ain't nobody gonna take a drink
don't
from
knock
me.
it till you try it.
Nah, I'll knock that.
But honestly, yeah, I get
that.
that. Trays are especially wobbly. I don't like carrying flutes on the trays.
I don't like carrying anything on a tray. I'm not comfortable. There's this whole like it's like walking on a runway to me. Like everyone's looking at me even though no one's looking at me. No one fucking cares.
No, there's
but to me, everyone's looking at me.
Until you spill.
Doing this, and then I'm gonna drop everything.
Until you spill, and then they clap.
Oh, yeah. Like,
that freaking clap.
You, bro.
Yeah.
Oh man. One time, one of the places I worked at, there's one guest who was super drunk, really annoying. Even the people she came with didn't really want to talk to her, and she was holding like a glass of champagne or something, and she dropped it, just straight up dropped it. Not like it was on the bar top and she knocked it over accidentally. She literally had it in her hand and then it wasn't in her hand. Which I don't understand how that could possibly happen.
Magic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
Okay.
you know, she drops it on the ground and it shatters and then everyone's looking at her and she's like, you know, like all embarrassed. And then a busser comes up and starts to clean it. And then she stands next to them and cheers them on as they clean it. And is like super loudly being like, oh yeah, aren't they the best, and da da da. And everyone looked at her and was like, shut the fuck up. And she's like, no, like, I really appreciate what you're doing. And I'm like, dude, shut the fuck up. That is so demoralizing.
Disrespectful.
So demoralizing. Yeah, I don't even have a joke for that. Like, I
that's trash.
Yeah, no, I was like, there doesn't.
That's straight up
I
trash.
hate seeing stuff like that happen, man. We have to deal with so much and still keep a brave face on.
Yeah, it looks like we don't want to take that tray and then hit you upside the head with it.
Exactly.
I would love to do that.
Or throw it like Captain America.
Yeah, that's what I was
thank you for
thinking too.
understanding
Just
what
fucking
I was doing. Yeah.
Oh, and when someone else breaks something and you gotta clean it up, and then they just don't, they act like you're not even there.
Stop clapping when people drop glass.
Or
don't act like you didn't break it. Like when they're cleaning it, just be like, hey, I apologize for that, man. That's all you gotta say. You don't have to apologize 50 times, but just don't ignore the person who's doing that either.
Yeah.
If you broke something in your house, you would clean it up.
Accidents happen.
Yeah, but yeah.
I got a question. This, I think I've mentioned in the previous pod, but like, when you hear the same joke, how good is your fake laugh?
She's an actress.
That's pretty good.
She's an actress.
So what's the most common one you hear?
See, this is why I was sweating last time, because you just had like questions thrown at me.
Yes.
I don't know. I can't even think of jokes like on my own very quickly if like you ask me like that. Like, that's my worst. That's my worst fear, and I have them written down because I've been asked that like in an audition process. Like, tell me a joke, and I'm not kidding. I think I was sweating bullets by the time I got done.
That's easy.
So okay.
Yeah.
Well then. Yeah. So I couldn't even try to think of what the joke would be.
Okay, so like.
You go.
All right. I guess a common one is, like, if you forget to add something on there, and they're like, oh. Well, that makes it free, right?
Oh, like a joke like that all the time.
Yeah. Like just corny shit like that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, that's.
Or like when you say like, oh, can I get you guys anything else? $1 million?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's so fucking.
Oh, so I do.
Oh my god. Oh man.
Oh no, the free one. The way I hear it the most is someone orders something and it's a bottle that we don't really use that often, so it's not in the system. It's just a bottle that was sent on accident, but we still got to make the money back for it.
Mm-hmm.
And since it's not in the system, I can't bring it in, so I have to ask the manager, hey, what do you want me to bring this in as? When the guest hears me say, oh, this isn't in the system, I'll be right back. They're like, oh, it's
so that
free.
makes it free, right?
It's ain't in the system, it must be free. And I'm like,
die. Fucking die.
Like, come on, man. How am I supposed to answer that? It's not free. You know? Like, it's just not. I don't know why we don't have it in the system, but we don't. So give me a minute.
I don't even respond to that. I do my own and I walk away.
And then
if I did that, that would be pretty
there's no even words that come out. It's just like a laughter and then
fuck you.
And then I go. But in that laughter, it's a fuck you the entire time. You just can't always hear that.
Most people don't get that.
Yeah, and that's why it's Oscars for days. When people ask how work is, I go, I get Oscars every shift. That's what I tell people.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like that.
I get Oscars every shift. So thank you.
I like that a lot, actually.
Yeah, thank you.
Because it's true.
Yep.
Stop with the corny jokes.
No.
Unless they're really, really good.
They're not.
But chances are we've heard them hundreds of times before.
Chances are they're probably not.
Sometimes.
I got to the point where I started telling people, like, I've heard that already.
All right, I'm not that bad.
No.
I'm just
like...
My equivalent of, like, her fake laugh is I'm just like... That's it. Like, what else you want me to do?
Don't even the one smile on that.
I'm just like, the other person said that one already.
Yeah.
Oh, no, he's out. He's like,
Yeah, no.
No, he's not playing.
Nope.
I'm not going to give you any words.
I'm going to take that satisfaction away just like you took this time away from me to say that joke.
Oh, nope, give me my
take that satisfaction away. Can't
on.
get that time back, but I'll take that satisfaction away.
You're not even worth that extra effort for me. Nope. If you're going to give me something that you should think to yourself that I've already heard. If you don't think to do that, then I'm not going to think to do that for you. I'm sorry. That's just it.
I'm going to take that back. That's how petty I am.
Yeah, I just like to practice,
Honestly, I don't know. I like spending my energy on things that actually are going to bring me joy during my shift. You know what I mean? Like getting to know somebody, especially if you run into someone who's like new in town or something like that. That's one of my favorite things when you get like someone who just moved into town from somewhere else as someone who's lived and bartended in multiple states,
Yeah.
I know what it feels like to be that person who just moved to a new city or a new state, and it's just like, yo, what the fuck am I doing here? like where do I go? What kind of things am I supposed to be into here? The things I was into before, was I into them because other people were into them, or was I really into them? Like, you're trying to figure out so many things, which a lot of people don't have the fortitude to do it on their own. And then there's also a lot of people who do it because of family, because of work, or kids, you know, stuff like that, like whatever, some other responsibility, or, you know, they're ducking their baby mama, something. You know, and starting over to just like what do I even do? I know for us, me and him, we've been very fortunate in the last year, as we said last episode. Like, we're really happy that we were able to meet you among other people that we've been really cool with. So I remember last episode you had said that you were from Washington, Seattle, right? Seattle. So how did that feel for you, like when you moved to a new place and starting over?
I mean, to be real, I was always moving to LA. Like, it was a very well-known thing, like, in my family since I was little. Like, that was just like a path I was going. We weren't sure like how long it was going to take.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it was just like the upbringing, you know, that I had with my parents, because I was really lucky with that, because it wasn't that huge of a difference. Like, I had a really big, like, backing for, like, in general, like with school, with work, and with friends. Like, we had probably 25 of my alumni from Washington State who was down here. So we pretty like, it was nice. Yeah. So we had like a huge kind of network of that. And then I also had, I moved down here with friends from college. So they were my support system when I first got here. And then we even combined bigger forces, and then there became like 7 of us my second year. And then, you know, we lived in a house where it wasn't like a college house. It, you know, it was like there was bedrooms. Yeah. Like normal living.
We were adults.
Yeah, we were adults, but we were together. But I still had like a huge alumni group. So for me, the change was pretty much only, like, obviously a new place and getting confused with all the freeways. And
did you? The roads here are so confusing.
Oh, especially the one when like you're on a freeway and in 2 seconds it becomes another freeway.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden you're like, wait, why am I in the valley?
Yeah. If I'm driving home, especially if like
going into the wine country,
like watching a movie or doing something that I really enjoy, a concert or something, and I'm vibing out. Yeah. If I'm on the freeway, I can end up in a whole different part of town, just because I miss that this freeway that I'm on turns into something else.
Isn't that great?
Right now. Not like
just now.
2 miles ago when I knew something
right
about
now.
it. Like, literally, hey, no, you're on this now. Like, what the fuck?
Exactly
that right there is hard. But my question was, did you serve, like, were you in the service industry in Seattle as well?
Yes. Yeah. So I truly had picked Red Robin because I had found out that going through their program that they would let you go to school.
Like, oh. Okay.
Yeah. So I had started with them. Actually, technically, I guess I started with them when I was 18, but I had been in the service industry since I was like 16 or 15. I was scooping like ice cream at gelatos. And then, actually no, I was really, really little. I used to help at ice cream socials at my grandparents' place, like for their church. So when I was like 8 or 9, was technically my first serving ever.
Ice cream social is the whitest thing ever said
You're
on this
welcome.
podcast.
I was just thinking to myself, like, what's an ice cream social?
It was
in my mind, I'm like,
okay,
I'm not gonna ask, but I'm gonna just pretend like I know what the fuck is
growing
an
up,
ice cream
I had
social.
money for either ice cream or to be social. I couldn't do both. I'm sorry. Like, that's all I had. Like, well, you better choose.
You were called an ice cream social, and you had like this scholastic fun. Well, all right, that's fine. Technically it was a carnival, and I served ice cream. You know what? It's fine, y'all. The white lady. I'll be here again.
Yeah. In my mind, I'm like, I don't know what the fuck that is.
You guys were so polite. I didn't say anything. Okay.
I wasn't going to, but you did.
I was lost. I didn't know what. Like,
okay, so
I couldn't follow the story anymore.
Got the title of the episode right there.
I couldn't follow the story anymore, and I was like, what was this thing that she was at? Like there were people there?
God.
What is this?
Okay, we went to the LA Fair together, yeah?
You said the words gelato and ice cream social 2 sentences apart, and you thought my brain could take both of those back to back?
You know what? I genuinely did.
You know me better than that. My brain could not handle that many words I didn't understand.
I apologize.
Sorry.
I don't know what I was thinking.
You were saying.
I actually don't know what I was saying. So
You were talking about an ice cream social.
Oh my god. Okay, yeah. Okay, so you guys, we went to the LA Fair together, correct? Yes.
Yeah.
So picture that, but smaller, and it's obviously in farm country because my mom is from Pennsylvania. So we went back there every summer. So she was part of like church groups and all sorts of stuff with like my grandma, my grandpa. And when I was little, we would have like an ice cream stand type of thing. It was homemade ice cream, some of the most mouth-watering ice creams ever, and it's a huge carnival. It's called the Orangeville Carnival. And so when I was little, I got asked if I wanted to help like serve ice cream. But this was, way back in the day when all these things were sweet and cute and like wasn't weird. Yeah. So I would deliver the ice cream. You would like tell us, and I would bring it to you, and they would pay in like quarters, and I would get tips. So I was like 8 or 9, like serving ice cream. And my mom likes to joke around that like she started me young, and then that. So I picked Red Robin.
Service industry is like
right off the bat. Right off the bat, yeah. Ooh. Yep. So.
Wow.
I liked, it was like 25-cent tips. I was 9. It was amazing.
Yeah, I mean, at that age, you're like, oh, fuck yeah. Rich.
I was rich. I was rich. I can buy so many things.
Bag full of quarters, like, all right, let's go.
Like, where's that popcorn? That's what I wanted to buy.
Sorry, I feel really bad right now because the whole time you were talking about that, I was like, man, look at this white woman. She got to sell ice cream. White people get to sell lemonade.
I did have a lemonade.
Yo, shout out to the Water Boys in Atlanta because they were like, yo, you want this bottle of water, homie?
Oh, shit.
Yeah. The little boys was like, yo, you want this water, homie? I know you need it. I know you need this, player. Come on now. you were like, I can give you lemonade, ice cream, anything you need.
Whatever.
I can refi your mortgage.
Like, I can do your taxes.
We do it all over here. Like you got a little cul-de-sac.
Full
got
service.
A little cul-de-sac.
I grew up in a cul-de-sac.
No, of course you did. Oh shit.
God damn it! I'm just digging my hole deeper into the. I'm gonna make sure it's like covered and some like rose petals are there, so it's a pretty little grave that I'm just gonna dig myself into.
I'm happy for you and your upbringing. I'm happy you had those things.
It was, I really can't complain.
I dead ass mean that.
My parents did a damn good job. Shout out, Mom.
Yeah, no,
shout out,
they
Mom
did.
No, that's.
But yeah, I was very lucky on that front.
Oh yeah.
So yeah. Yep. My Lanta. Okay.
Oh man.
So let me just go ahead and segue off.
No.
If you don't know what you got, there's one thing I do want to.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Sorry,
I got distracted.
So, like, we're not wrapping it up right now. We got like a solid 10 minutes, but this was something I was talking about with one of my coworkers the other day. Actually, a couple of my coworkers. It's a conversation we have quite often. And I didn't get a chance to ask you last week, so it's very important for me to ask you on this episode. Now, there's this thing with men nowadays where, and don't hate me for letting the word get out, but like somebody needs to talk about it.
Okay.
Men are starting to understand that women ain't got no game.
Oh.
They ain't got no game.
No game.
At all.
Okay.
And I'm not saying I got game.
So can you explain to me?
And I will.
Okay, cool. I was like clear.
And when I say they don't have no game, I'm talking about being at a bar, trying to pick someone up. Women ain't got no game because they don't have to. Because when a woman's at a bar, especially if she's by herself, or even if she's with her friend who's just her friend, or her friend who is actually her partner. I'm talking about two women at the bar together.
Yes.
They will not get respected in their personal space.
No.
So, a lot of times when you're out in public, you have to be defensive. You can't have game when you're spending all your time on defense. Yeah.
No,
trying to get
no
motherfuckers to leave you alone. So I was saying it in a sense of like, not that this is a negative. Women, and of course it's just an opinion. Yes. It's just something I've been hearing more and more men say. Although some of those men ain't got no game either. True. I'm just saying it in the sense of like, what are some of the ways that you've seen, like, that were successful for a woman who came to like, your bar, your restaurant or something, hanging out on her own or hanging out with her friends and was trying to get another person's attention, like in a nice way to let them know they were interested. like what are some successful ways that's happened, and what are some not so successful ways? Because I also want men to start learning some shit, because I'm tired of trying to like tell the men that I talk to, like, yo, you don't have game just like I ain't got game, so don't try to talk about women not having game.
And the reason I know you don't have game is because I don't have game.
Yeah.
So no game recognize no game.
Exactly. And I'm just saying, like, both sides need to start, you know, having a safe space to actually talk about that. Like, these are the things that we're going through. These are the things that we're looking for, the things we're wanting. But at the bar, those are the front lines.
Though, yeah,
those are soldiers going at it every
Yep.
day, and we have to see it.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to get your opinion.
I mean, I'm sure there's so many other opinions, just like you said, that are going to tell you differently. But for me, we are simple creatures. We might be insane. You might think we're crazy, but we are simple creatures. If we think you're hot, we will probably come up and talk to you. If we don't, there's probably a reason. Like, just as simple as that. It's not that we're shy or we don't want to. Like, yes, we might be shy, but if we make eye contact and I'm going to do that, like, up and down look and then do whatever weird corner point thing that is that's supposed to draw the guys, you're done. That's it. Like, we're going to come talk to you. We're not going to play this game. We don't have time for that. It's 2022.
Yeah.
Nobody has time for that.
Yeah.
So, no. So, I think that if a girl is just out and she's, like, sees a guy she likes, then we're going to make a move. There's no reason for us not to.
Right.
Is my thing.
Right.
So, if they don't, then they don't.
Yeah. So that, and if you have a response, mine is going to be really short.
Okay.
Because it was just
like,
literally about what she was saying.
It's
Which,
as easy
thank
as
you
that.
for saying. That was not rehearsed, obviously.
Yeah.
You didn't know I was going to bring that up.
No, I don't
That
know
was
any
what
of
I
your guys'
wanted to
questions.
say.
This is why I'm sweating right now.
Apologies for that. Like, I just wanted it to be said that it's not that women don't got game, it's that you don't have game to understand their game.
Yeah. Oh.
If you understand what game is on both sides, that we're both playing a game and we understand the rules of the game, both sides have game.
Yes.
Or lack thereof, whatever. Just start recognizing the game. Which means don't go up there and be like right up in their face trying to force yourself on them. Just, hey, understand social cues and politely ask for their time, their attention. If they don't want it, then move the fuck on. Just leave.
Exactly.
That's fine.
I'll give you an example. A girlfriend and I were out at a concert and we were using the restroom. There's porta potties, right? And of course these guys are drunk. And we were ignoring them because they just kept
They
yelling.
trying to split game at the porta potty?
At the porta potty, at the goddamn porta potty. I can't even
they were
tinkle in
confident
peace.
in their game,
I can't
though.
even tinkle. No, no.
They were confident.
They were
is what I'm
circled
saying.
around a little like water. No, we're just gonna let them be. Just gonna let them be.
They tried to
kept
spit game
asking-
from a circle
Yeah,
jerk?
from a circle jerk. And they kept asking for our names. So of course, my girlfriend and I were just politely ignoring them.
Yeah.
We don't even need to make eye contact with you.
Yeah.
They follow us out of the rest stall, come up and they go, "Why wouldn't you tell us your name? Are you too nervous?" This lovely lady, my girl, turns around and she goes, "No, I just didn't want to talk to you." Right there.
Ooh.
We are not a mysterious creature, okay?
Yeah.
Even though we like to think we're unicorns, no.
Yeah.
We are simple creatures. We think you're hot, we're gonna come and tell you or talk to you. I can't speak for everyone, maybe you don't, but I will.
Yeah.
I will come up with some stupid ass thing to say or some weird flirt thing where I'm like, I'm flirting with you because you're probably uncomfy. So
They didn't even have a pickup line. They just
no, that was their pickup line, was to ask what her name was repeatedly.
They
Yes.
just insisted that if you didn't talk to them.
And then
you
they
must
did
be
not like
nervous.
her answer at all. He
Oh,
went,
yeah, of
"Oh
course
no,
not.
you're just nervous." I said,
Yeah.
"No, we just don't want to talk to you."
Yeah.
And they stood there, and her and I walked away. But that's my point.
I mean, at least they shut the fuck up, though.
Oh, they did, and they kept yelling at us after we were done. But that's my point. Like, you think you're cute? We're gonna talk to you. We don't have time for a game.
Yeah.
That's it.
And
That's all.
I think the only appropriate pickup line when you see a girl coming at the porta potty is, "Damn, girl, you shit with that ass."
Oh, that's a good one. You should
That's it.
you should use that.
60% of the time.
You should use that on the luster. What
Every
is it? The luster dusters.
time.
Wow. Okay. You guys can do that again.
Oh, I wanted to piggyback a little bit and kind of what you were saying. I've seen like a lot of TikToks where guys are doing interviews with girls and stuff, talking about like, "Oh, what do you do? What's your thing if you're into a guy?" And almost all of them, and I think it's just one category of girls, and it's like they all do one thing. It's just like, "Oh, I just look at them and that's it." It's like, well, guys are dumb. We're dumb. I am. I don't know what the fuck to do with that.
Yeah.
What do I do with you looking at me? I'm just gonna be like, "Is there something on my shoe? What the fuck?" What do I do with you looking at me? I'm just gonna be like, "All right, well, okay."
Yeah.
And it's just, a lot of those videos that I see, and then some of them even the interviewer challenging the girl, like, okay, well, you got game? Go and get this guy's number, and the girl's just going up to him saying like, hey, yeah, can I help you? Oh, well, can I get your number? And that's it.
Yeah.
So I agree, like that, and it's not a bad thing, you like you said earlier, but it's just like, yeah, you gotta be able to do a little bit more than just.
Which I understand where you're coming from there, and I'm not about to go on the opposite end of you. I'm only saying for the guys out there that feel that way, also think to yourself, just because one person has the, fortitude to, in their self, confidence in themselves to be like, I think I can get this person's number and they'll just come up and talk to you, they're not going to play any games, doesn't mean all women are like that.
No, that's what.
But also, it doesn't mean that all women are waiting for you to be persistent to try to get their information as well. Anyone you have to convince to come, you have to convince to stay. Why do you have to go and try to force yourself into someone else's life?
Exactly.
So that's where I mean before when I said like, if someone's looking at you, maybe that's their way. But I've also noticed a lot of, which I agree with.
Dumb.
He's so mad.
I'm sorry. It's
I agree in
on both
certain
ends.
respects. I agree in certain respects. It's just that some people, they don't have enough game. So like, that's their game, is like, I don't give eye contact. So the fact that I'm giving it, that is my sign to you. Like, either take that or don't. But that also means if they're not sending a signal to you that you can interpret, maybe that's not someone you would want their attention from anyway. Why are you forcing it?
Yeah.
Don't force it. Like,
exactly. So we have to make that eye contact, and then I'll come up.
Yeah. If
like,
that's
and then
their
I'll make
way,
the effort. Yeah.
That's their way.
Exactly.
If it's not their way,
a lot of people are afraid of rejection too.
Yeah.
Well.
But personally, I'm more afraid of what if.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna get rejected daily on something. So
yeah,
I
would say for at least for the guys and the shy guys, if you're scared about getting rejected, it's better to get rejected, because you're gonna go home wondering like, oh damn, I think she was really into me.
Yeah.
Fuck, I should have got. You'll feel way better with the no than the what if.
Exactly. Like, bro, just come up and talk to us. It's not that hard.
Yeah. And if you get a no, just take the no.
Yeah, just take the no. Like, oh, okay, take the L and go. Take the L and fucking go.
I mean, it sounds fucked up, but like, there are many
Take
fishes
the L
in
and
the
leave.
sea.
Yeah.
Just take the L and leave.
Take the L and leave. Yeah, take that L for leave.
Yep.
Just
Because
move
you don't want
on.
them anyways.
Yeah. There might be someone else who wants your attention,
Mm-hmm.
and you're not giving it to them because you're trying so hard to get someone else's attention.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, just because you want their attention doesn't mean they want yours.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, when did this become a dating podcast?
You guys brought it up, actually.
Isn't every podcast a dating podcast?
Y'all brought it up. I'm just a guest. I'm just here for the...
Yeah. Well, thank you again for coming in with us. We really appreciate
So
it.
welcome.
Driving through LA traffic.
It was a blast.
Twice.
Oh wait, one more thing.
Yeah, twice.
How many guests have asked for your number? You lost track. Probably.
Happens a lot.
It happened.
Got it.
How many times have you given your number out to guests?
Oh, how many times have I given my number out?
Yeah.
Like less than 10. In like my 19 years of service
10.
industry, like maybe less than 10.
Okay.
I've gotten numbers, and then
Yeah.
they have politely been recycled to the garbage can. Sorry.
Save the planet.
Sorry, guys.
Recycle. Save those numbers.
But yeah, I mean, like less than 10. I also have a. I can't give away my secrets. I have a fake number that I give out.
Yeah.
Because
every
because
female.
If you say mine really quickly and you're like
female.
drunk or it's loud, I can switch the last two.
Yeah.
And then if we're out in public and they're like, "Oh, I saw you again," I'm like, "Oh no, you heard me wrong. It was these."
Yeah.
So
Smart.
Well, you just gave your secret away, so.
yeah, but you don't know the numbers though. You'll
No.
never know.
But now they know the tactic.
It's
I don't know
fine.
the numbers either. Anyway.
It's fine.
Thank you again. Thank you again. Thank you again.
Thanks for having me, you guys.
I appreciate it.
This was a
Appreciate
blast.
you coming in.
Oh yeah.
Cheers until next time,
I
y'all.
finished mine basically.
Yeah, still cheers.
Cheers.
Well, I'm not fully cheers. I'm in the glass.
All right.